ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Conversations in the Cloud. Today we have a very, very special episode because we're coming to you directly from our Xen Lab at ETP Pune for the very first time. What also makes today's episode all the more special is that we have two very, very special guests. We have two of the most talented and innovative members of our Salesforce practice. I would like to welcome you Sarang and Ashish, Extentia's senior technical architects. Welcome to the show, guys. It's good to have you here. My first question is, could you describe your role at Extentia? Take us through your every day-to-day schedule, what you do for the practice, exactly the ins and outs of everything you guys carry out on a day-to-day basis.
My typical day starts around 9. Generally, the project that I'm consulting with, I speak with those guys. There are a couple of onboarding and talent management that we are doing. So I also look after that, whether everybody is following the learning processes, whether they are learning new things, and after that, regular project work starts. Most of the times, we work on the projects itself.
Yeah, so as part of my role, I am involved in multiple App Exchange products. So I'm consulting on the architecture part, security reviews, listing. Other than App Exchange apps, I'm also involved in the security reviews, code reviews. Then I'm also part of the StepUp core. So we also plan some of the activities in StepUp as well.
All right, my next question is that it's about something that both of you have spearheaded, the StepUp program at Extentia. Tell us a little bit more how you guys have been sort of the driving force behind the StepUp initiative at Extentia.
I remember that the reason we started it, most of us came from a different background, like in .NET background or different language background actually. One of the problems that we have seen, migrating or, adapting to a Salesforce technology was we were thinking everything from writing a code perspective or writing a custom logic perspective, and this is one of the platform which actually promotes a low coding platform, and you don't actually have to write a code for everything. To change that mindset, StepUp helped a lot because we were targeting all the out of box functionality from the Salesforce, and that's how we started. And we started making sure that we learn everything from the platform first and then go for regular development where you can apply your custom coding skills.
So for me, StepUp is a way to meet all the people, because see, when we are working on a project, you are working with limited people, but StepUp gives you a chance to work with more members, everyone, what they are doing, so you get learnings from those projects. So I think StepUp is a good place where you can learn new things. Many people have done many POCs, so you learn from them. It also gives you a chance to speak in front of so many people, so I think it's a great platform to have.
Now, you guys interact and work with each other on countless projects. So I want to ask, what's it like working with each other? Yeah.
So for me, Sarang is a go-to person when I have any queries about the new clouds like Health Cloud or Financial Service Cloud or Field Service Lightning, anything. So I go to Sarang, and I think he's a go-to person for that. And also, other than that, we have done a lot of studies together, because like in Salesforce, when we are working, we have to learn new things every time. Not on the weekdays, but also on the weekends we have learned together. So I think it's a good part.
It wasn't only the learning, okay? It was like a fun learning. It's like we used to crack jokes while learning as well. We're preparing lots of things together. No matter how complex project is, Ashish always think a very simple way, and he is very practical about execution of that particular project. I can close my eyes and say, okay, Ashish, he can help you on the App Exchange part.
Both of you have been members of Extentia Salesforce Practice from the very beginning. You're practically founding members of the practice. Could you tell us about the most exciting, the most innovative, your favorite project that you've ever worked on since the start of your careers as part of Extentia Salesforce Practice?
One of the first one is real estate one. Right?
Yes, that's my favorite as well. Yeah, that project was special because we moved from .NET technology to Salesforce, and like we were working with the most technical client, and as part of that project, we learned almost many of the concept of Salesforce.
I've been working on this particular project from last 8 years now. I still learn a lot. I mean, any new technology, we don't afraid to talk about it. We don't afraid to even apply it onto the project, see what are the results, and that's a biggest learning. I mean, you can say it's one of the most complex project that has been built onto the Salesforce platform, keeping in all 360-degree view in your mind.
My next question is that you guys were young, fledgling coders starting out your careers once upon a time. I want to know, for both of you, what kind of advice would you give to people who are just starting out with Salesforce, with their careers? Like, what would you say to them? How is the best way for them to excel and to be where you guys are now in your careers to some extent?
My advice will be like, be it any technology, if it is Salesforce or anything else, continuous learning is the thing that you have to follow. If you think about every time new platform comes, but if your basics are clear, I think you can work on any technology.
Know all your computer science basics first, and then it doesn't matter which technology you will be working on. And especially on Salesforce, it's a low-code platform, so you don't have to actually be expert on the coding. You have to go with the subject matter expert knowledge, and then you can carry on from there.
All right. Last question. Sarang, you have a keen affinity towards sports. Everyone who knows you knows you're very, very into sports. How did you get into sports as you are? And Ashish, you have an affinity towards music. Everyone who knows you at the practice knows you're a wonderful singer. Just talk about your interests outside of work a little bit, please, guys. Yeah.
So I was in the sports from long time. Even when I joined Extentia, almost every year I used to represent Extentia in different sports, not only cricket or football or badminton. I played almost most of the games while I was working with Extentia. One of the things changed recently is because of pandemic, we can't play together or we can't go for the tournament. But I adopted running as a sports right now, and every day morning you will ask me, I wake up around 4:45, 5 o'clock, and I run on the roads.
Wow.
So I was just a bathroom singer, okay? But after joining Extentia in 2007, I remember it in 2008, for the first time I sang a song on the stage, and it gave me more confidence that I can sing in front of people and people will not run away from me. So I think then that journey started. Yeah.
All right, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of our first segment of Conversations in the Cloud. We're now moving on to a fun little segment called Taboo. Now, for those of you that haven't played Taboo before, Ashish and Sarang are going to have a certain number of cards on their phones. What they have to do is they have to make the other person guess what's on their card without saying 4 other words on their cards that are otherwise known as taboo words. They are not allowed to say the taboo words at all. The winner of this round will get a very, very special gift at the end of the round, and we will. All right, guys. So are you ready to go?
Yes.
You guys ready
Yes.
for the taboo section?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarang, we'll start with you. Ashish, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
So this word is related to us a lot.
Salesforce?
That's right.
Ding, first one. All right.
Wow.
Move on,
Thank God.
guys.
A place where we will be in next September.
Dreamforce?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. Every time Dreamforce introduce something, maybe I can give you an example, is Einstein.
Okay, the mascots?
Yeah, but you have to name one of them.
Ruth,
No?
Einstein,
So what we do for development, like what?
Cody,
No. One more. What keeps the doctor away?
Apple,
So
Fruit.
no.
All right, time's up. Sorry.
Happy,
Yeah.
happy. Yeah.
Oh, I got it at the
Yeah,
last
you got it
buzzer.
right,
Very
yeah.
close. Okay, nice. All right.
Sorry. Okay, so Sarang, last year we won a hackathon.
ISV hackathon?
In which technology it was that?
Einstein Analytics?
Yeah, the new name for that.
The WCRM?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you got it,
that's
yeah, yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. There is some relation with Game of Thrones.
Mark Benioff.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So Sarang, a few years back you were part of core member, and now I'm part of core member.
Oh, StepUp.
Yeah.
That's an easy guess. Yeah, this is the last one.
Yes.
So when we take an interview, this is the skill that we look for.
Lightning Web Component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
guess. All right. And
Wow.
last question for you. Your last one, Ashish.
So a marketplace.
App Exchange.
It's telepathic. This is why they're members of our Salesforce Practice. They work so well together. They just have this instant telepathy. All right, that brings us to the end of this segment of Conversations in the Cloud. We're now moving on to one final segment, which is what we call our Ask the Audience segment. Now, if you guys don't know, we've reached out to some members of the practice and asked them to give us some questions that they might want to ask you. So, you guys ready to hear from members of our audience?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Yeah.
Now, our first Ask the Audience question is directed to both of you. And it's from none other than Komal Kilnani, our Vice President of Business Development. Now, she asks, what has been the most challenging part of developing apps for the Salesforce App Exchange?
I would like to go for that.
Please.
Most difficult part is to pass a App Exchange through security review, because App Exchange has a stringent security review process.
Yeah, and the important thing is, it changes every year. I mean, you have to be on top, what are the latest trend, what are the security practices, is there any change?
All right, this next question is to Sarang, and it's from our Senior Manager of Business Development, Sangram Mohite. Now, he asks, could you explain to everyone how every point matters to Salesforce in the race up to being PDO experts?
Yes, it does matter. It's not only about completing the project, but it's all about like how you will move and how you will add it to your expertise and all. So how you add actually into your center of excellence. Of course, it will be calculated towards the navigator status, and that's how you become an expert in the PDO.
And in case anyone didn't know, Extentia are one of a select few PDO experts across the globe. Just a little subtle plug there. All right. Our final question for our Ask the Audience segment is from none other than our Chief Delivery Officer, Nazneen Bucha. Now, Nazneen wants to ask you, Ashish, you're known for your subtle, understated leadership style, as well as your sense of humor. She wants to know, where did you learn those skills? Like, how did you develop such a light, fun, free leadership style, and how are you so calm under pressure all the time?
Can I say? I can answer that.
Please.
It's an all OTT and movies, He gets all humor from there. I'm sure about that. Yeah.
Correct. And I have so many friends, like Sarang, and he's my friend, and we always crack jokes when we are each other. Like, there are so many people like Binu, Suhas. So we get that humor from them, and because when you see people around you are cracking jokes, then you will also feel that yes, we can do that.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Conversations in the Cloud. It's been wonderful to have Sarang and Ashish here in person. It's been wonderful to do it in person in our very, very aesthetic Xen Lab. It's been wonderful to have you with us here as well. We hope to see you again on another special episode of Conversations in the Cloud. To Sarang and Ashish, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Sure.
Thank you. We didn't get the gift one.
You get the gift at the end, yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's all continue to do more and be more. We'll see you again very soon. Thank you.